Getting the Deal Done podcast. Today we're going to talk about the things a buyer wants to see where they can add value and what a seller should be doing to increase their value and the crossover. I'm going to give a couple examples to start. We're working on two deals right now. One is about a $15 million sell side deal. The other is about a $10 million buy side assignment. And in a management meeting with the buyers of our client's company, just this week I'm recording this, the CEO of the buying company said to our client, "We want you to concentrate on growing the business. We will take A, B, and C off your plate. You won't have to do them." And my client put his arms up in the air like singing a touchdown and just said, "Yeah." On the flip side, the buyer's looking at this nice company and at first said, "I don't think this is as big a slam dunk as everyone on the other side thinks it is." But as he started investigating, he realized, yeah, it is not that bad. In fact, all these things I was thinking are weaknesses, are opportunities to improve and grow. Uh, and that's the way you have to look at things. So I like to use the analogy of a server rack. You look at a rack of servers, and there's some slots are filled and some are empty. And if the buyer fills the same slots as the seller and can do it well, great. If they can do that or most of that, other things they delegate and fill some of the empty slots by adding value, they're going to get excited and they're going to want to buy the business. So, what are some of those things, just real quickly? Adding marketing skills to what a seller is doing, creating efficiencies, improving processes, especially in operations, but also accounting processes, HR processes, etc. Providing sales, management, and culture strategies. And really important, just being there, being present, paying attention to every little thing going on, not as a micromanager, but to help and to build enthusiasm. So I mentioned this deal with the buyer, and he looked at some of these things and thought, yeah, then he makes some work. Then he got its opportunity. Then he had a meeting with the COO, who's really running the company on a day-to-day basis. The owner's pretty detached. And then he got more excited because he said, look, the CEO's doing things he should not be doing, and he's got ideas to grow the company, but the owner just doesn't want to do anything. But I look at owners and some of the things I've seen, and here's 8 of them that are working below their pay grade. Bookkeeping. Enough said, their bookkeepers are plentiful and not all that expensive. Making deliveries, doing the HR or overseeing, when say the receptionist does it, actually bidding jobs, making routine sales calls, not added value calls with the sales team, but just making sales calls, programming in the machines. And I like to, after all these years, still reference Kurt. He programmed the machine to run the jobs, and when kept asking him, "Why don't you train others to do that?" It was also, "I can do it in 15 or 20 minutes. It'll take me an hour or two to train him." Of course, he did the 15 or 20 minutes multiple times a week and burned through that 1 or 2 hours at least a couple times a week, every week. Another one, running the machines and then being the only one who can design the products uh, doesn't lend well to increasing value. Now, what's the flip side? Well, here's 8 things on the flip side of things an owner should be wanting to do all the time. Strategy, as in, where are we going? How will we get there? Vision, keeping an eye on the industry, customers, the economy. Enthusiasm. It's one of the most important things an owner can do to keep people happy, motivated, productive. Concentrating on growth. One way being always being willing to look for and consider an acquisition. Doesn't mean you have to do a lot of them, but just be aware. improving processes. A lot of buyers do that. Processes, technology. And if you're not a process seller, owner, or into technology, hire someone who can do it. It'll come back to you when you sell. Managing the numbers doesn't mean doing the numbers, the statements, but having good management reports, knowing your KPIs, understanding your financial statements and what they mean. And then above all, leadership. Providing leadership. It's different than management. Be a leader. Get people motivated. Create that enthusiasm. Now, look, a lot of owners have to do some of the things on the below pay grade list when the company is new, when it's small, when it's growing. But you got to work your way out of it, even if it's one or two of those things a year. And my list is not all inclusive on either side, but it's doing the things that help grow the business and add value so a buyer will be attracted. This is John Martinka, the Getting the Deal Done podcast. Thank you for watching and listening.